Welcome back. Wow, lot going on. Just saying. I know the Apple event has just happened today, and I actually missed it. Your boy was busy editing and just didn't pay attention. But regardless, we'll cover that in the next one. But, anyways, hello, welcome back. Hope you're having a fan-freaking-tastic day, and we got some stuff to chat about because the one thing that I have watched and kept up on is Canon, and I know that we have a lot of Canon fanboys in here that don't like me very much for the things that I've had to say about the company, and that's okay. It's opinions, guys. We're allowed to have them. So today we're talking about what they have done right, because in all honesty, I'm a little shocked. Genuinely, because there has been some listening going on, and I don't know, I guess I'm shocked because it's been so long since Canon has actually listened to their users, like genuinely listened to their users, and I'm happy for them, genuinely. So grab a cup of coffee, throw this on as a podcast like I've said before, and let's drive, boy. All right, so today, the one event that I have kept up with, Canon launched the C80, which I feel like is the camera most Canon filmmakers have been waiting for. This is an upgrade. This is the upgrade people wanted. This is what Canon users have been looking for when it comes to filmmaking. I own the C70. I do not own it anymore. Great camera. Loved it. Fantastic. Obviously had a few little issues here and there with it, but other than that, great camera. Like, fantastic. Like, the only, one issue I had is because of the SD card, it being an SD card slot. I know the C80 has the same card slot system, so that's a little bit of a downer, but because of the SD card slot system, using fast Sony Tough V90s, if I stop recording and try to immediately record again, it still is writing. This is going to be a con for this C70. So I guess we'll just start off with cons since we're already chatting about it. This is a hiccup. I feel like this is the Canon cripple hammer in action on the C80, because it's stacked, dude. It's a good stacked camera. Now, I understand not everyone shoots like I do, so this might not even be an issue for you. But no CF, that's a bit of a downer, or an oversight, if you will. CF Express cards, if you haven't used them yet, they're fantastic. They are way better, in my personal opinion, than an SD card. Yes, an SD card is slightly, very slightly, more affordable. If you get the Angel Bird, 500 gigs, it's like $180 for 500 gigs. And when you plug it into your computer, it reads it as a whole freaking hard drive. So they're fast, they're powerful, they're great. I've used them. I still have two. I don't know why I held on to them. So I don't know. Still have them, and currently using one as a hard drive because it's just that fast. So yeah, that's my one con, I would have to say. The other con is I'm just a little confused as to the mic situation. So on the C70, you had a whole, the top handle had an integrated, mic holder for you. So it was fantastic. It was great. Worked great. The materials on the top handle, not my favorite. And apparently they used the same materials according to CVP. I love the design of the new one. I just don't, there's no where to put your XLR mic. So I know a lot of people are gonna be irritated that they still went with like the mini XLR versus a normal XLR. Obviously, we all love normal size XLR, but I don't know. I never had an issue with XLRs as I have with HDMI ports, so not a huge deal to me. But yeah, I don't know. Mixed feelings on that one. But let's get into pros, dude, because this is where, yeah, here's the thing. I'm a Sony shooter now, and I'm giving Canon credit where credit's due, and it is due in this camera. This one is the one that impressed me, because being a C70 user in the past, like, there were some things where I'm like, they're not deal breakers, but man, would it make such a big difference. And the biggest one, I know you're thinking I'm gonna say it's the full frame sensor, but no, it's the 6K sensor. The resolution from 4K when you're out in the field shooting, is it enough? Yes. But having just that little oomph, that little bit more to punch in, deliver a 4K deliverable and everything, it makes a difference. I know for some people they're like, oh, well, you should just get the shot right in camera. I agree with you, okay? I'm with you. But having the flexibility, no filmmaker is going to be like, oh, I wish I didn't have it. No one's saying that. Like, no one's saying that. So, I don't know, that little extra flexibility goes a very long way with filmmakers. Like, 6K from 4K doesn't sound like the biggest jump in the world, but for filmmakers, it really is. It makes a big difference in your final product when you're going in editing. Editors will love you because they're like, oh, I got like a bigger like file with more resolution to work with to crop in however I need to. It makes a difference. So, and the fact that it's full frame, I'll take it. Hey, that's a that's a nice little perk. I feel like this is the R5C that everyone wanted and didn't get. Because I don't know, the R5C, no one that I know of really uses it as a photo camera. It's mainly just their workaround for getting a full frame cinema camera from Canon. But I don't know, this C80, this is it, dude. This is it. This is the camera. If you don't need 8K and you don't need to take photos, this is your baby. This is your workhorse. Like, this was done right. You got the built-in ND filters, and if you've never used a camera with built-in ND filters, you don't know what you're missing out on. It's one feature I heavily miss swapping to Sony. I know I don't have a quote-unquote proper cinema camera from Sony, but dang, I miss built-in ND filters. They're so convenient and helpful, and they're convenient is the word there. They're so much more convenient than screw-on filters or a matte box. Just saying. Once you use one, it's very difficult to go back, coming from experience. So, I don't know. Obviously, they've already had built-in ND filters, so that's not like a huge perk or plus or anything like that. But man, that full-frame 6K, backside illuminated, might I add. So the low light in this is going to be pretty nice. It's going to hold up pretty well. And the fact, Canon, this is going to be my biggest praise from you. You passed down a feature in one of your top dog cinema cameras, and that is the triple base ISO. I am shocked. I don't think other people genuinely realize how big of a deal this is, but man, it's a big deal. It is a very big deal. Like, I have to pull over for this. This is triple base ISO. There is nothing, I kid you not, being a Sony user, some other people might be able to, like, you know, trek with me on this one, but I gotta pull over. Hold on. Like, dude. not being able to have anything in between 640 and 12,800 is a little annoying, especially because you're sitting there having to pick. Obviously, your 640 base ISO is going to be much cleaner in Sony than 12,800. 12,800 is still extremely usable. Don't get me wrong there. It's still considered a base. It's very good. It's very nice to have. But there's no in between. So the moment you're just a little too bright for 640 with a 5-stop ND filter or something like that, you got to make a huge jump. Or you know what I'm saying? Like if it's too dark, like you can't just get any more light in. You're maybe at f1.4 and the image just isn't where it needs to be. So you're having to jump to 12,800 and then slap on an ND filter. It's just, it's an annoying gap. This from Canon, I have to give you credit. I know I've said that like 10 times, but this is an underrated feature, I feel like, because just being able to pop in the middle of that spectrum from, I think it's 800. I forgot already what it was, but there's that middle one. Just to be able to use like a little, maybe like a 2-stop ND filter or something to get a nice, clean base ISO. Ooh, I feel like that's an extremely overlooked feature. Super nice, especially for like wedding filmmakers. If you're even documentary like filmmakers, which I feel like a lot of wedding filmmakers are. They're just documenting and stuff, which is great. Love that. I don't know. That's going to be a huge deal to them. It's a big deal to me. Cannot thank Canon enough for that feature, even though I'm not even a Canon user. I feel like it's going to push Sony to be like, hey, we have a triple base ISO as our number one competitor has that. This is just, again, welcomed, nice, good, healthy competition. And I don't know. I hope Sony looks at this and like tries to figure something out for us. But hey, props. I'm jealous of you Canon users for having this. This is sweet. Anyways, moving on. The battery situation, I don't know. My C70 battery life was always phenomenal. I only had to buy a BPA 60, but apparently they've revamped the BPA 30. I think it's the 30N or 30P now. Not sure how much better it'll be, if you're catching what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Canon did this with the R5 and forced everyone to use that same kind of battery and really locked off the camera, and I feel like that's not cool. Like, just everyone's got like 30 of those batteries laying around. Just freaking let them use it. They're not going to power the camera the same. They know that. But like, if they already have it, they're already dropping that cash. Let them have it. I'm thankful this is not that same move. So I don't know. I don't know why they put so much R&D into a BPA 30. I guess I don't know. I'm struggling on that one. I don't know why I'm sitting on that, because I feel like they could have just shipped it with the BPA 60 and problem solved. Less R&D. You're not having to redo batteries. I don't know. I feel like that's like a weird thing to kind of throw R&D in when there's a solution kind of already out there. Anyways, if you buy this camera, pick up a BPA 60. You won't regret it. There's a few companies out there that make a good, solid third-party one. But on these, don't go cheap, because they're keeping your camera going throughout the day when you're shooting. So, the more expensive ones are going to give you like a better recharge cycle. So they'll just last longer in the long run. I know it seems like an extra $30-$40 right up front, but it'll be worth it. That's how I've seen these batteries kind of go. If you go cheap, they deteriorate pretty quickly. They don't last. They don't hold their charge as much. So Don't go cheap on these. But I'm gonna stop. A little intermission. Grab me a drink. All right, we're back. We got some caffeine because your boy needed it. I'm just so excited for my Canon boys. Like, my dude Lance, he bought the R5 Mark II. Like, I don't know, just to have like another cinema camera to kind of really throw against and match. Couldn't be happier for him. I don't know, I'm just tired of Canon screwing over their own users. Like, they deserve more. Now, I will say, the glass options... Okay. Sorry about that. That was probably really loud and annoying, and I don't know how to take that out in audio. But anyways, the glass options are what I'm probably most excited for with this sensor. Like, let's be honest, that RF 24-105 is the perfect pairing for this camera. Especially now because you have your full frame. You got lens stabilization in there. I don't know. This is the perfect pairing for this camera. And even if you really need that little extra kick, which some people do, or if you like that look, you know, that really separated, wide open look, I'm a fan of it. That 28-70 on this sucker, man. Ooh. It's going to be heavy as crap, especially if you pair it with like a V-mount battery and rig it out and stuff. Like, that's a tank of a setup. But daggum, that is one heck of a setup. But I just got reminded now that I'm talking about it. I feel like someone needs to innovate this, and I don't know. It might work, it might not. Like, if you can rig a V-mount to BP for this, that would be sick, to where it can like tilt out of the way. Just saying, just throwing out ideas. I'm not a manufacturer or a 3D printer person. Maybe I should be, but I don't know. I feel like that would be a great battery solution for this camera, to be able to like power it, like, I don't know, somehow convert a BP like slide in to a V mount. I think we're on to something. But regardless, I digress. The one thing that kind of clicked in my head that I'm not gonna lie, a little upset about, so I guess this stacks back into the cons. OpenGate, where's it at, dog? We're dropping some cash on this sucker. We ain't get no OpenGate. I feel like this is a missed opportunity. Like, I know you have anamorphic support in there. I know it's there. The C70 has it. It doesn't have a ton of options, but it's got it. But like, oh, this is such a missed opportunity. Canon. Bro, that was it right there. To just throw in like OpenGate. I know the sensor could probably do it. Like, oh, I don't know. That one, I feel like, why? Because anamorphic is right now, in my opinion, at its most affordable and biggest. You're telling me you got built-in ND filters and everything. It's a perfect setup for anamorphic. And you just left it out. I just saw on the Canon listing, like, you even put out a PL to EF mount. Like your own PL to EF mount, or RF mount, sorry. You didn't think to put OpenGate in the camera? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, like, if it's there, I'll retract this statement so fast, because I think having an OpenGate in this camera to run anamorphics, dude, I would probably pick this up. Because right now, I think all we have is, goodness, this rain. I think all we have right now, the Lumix S9 has OpenGate. This is like a $1,500-$1,600 camera? I don't know. I feel like it's not that difficult. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm the one overlooking how difficult that is. But, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, maybe I'm the one overlooking. I could be wrong. Maybe it's more difficult and Lumix just figured it out. I don't know. I feel like it's not. You're literally just leaving the rest of the sensor to read out, but maybe you need those readout speeds. I don't know. Gerald and Dunn will probably do like some, here's the dynamic range on this new sensor, all that jazz. I'm not that guy. Maybe CVP will do it. I don't know. Those are two good channels to follow if you're not already following them, just saying. I don't, this is like, I feel like this is a home run hit that Canon needed, at least for in the film department, in the cinema department. They've needed something. And I feel like this is that. Because this is something to get excited for. This has enough changes, enough upgrades, stuff that people were legitimately asking for. SDI, I know it looks goofy as crap, and it looks like it was just slapped on top of the body. I don't even care. You put it in there. Like like that's sick. Heck yeah. It deserves to be in there. It should be in there. Like it's a full-fledged cinema camera. Good job. Like the Genlock thing, I can understand, like, okay, that's kind of more, you can keep that for the more expensive stuff, because I don't see everyone needing that. Like, I feel like that's more of a specific user, but heck yeah, you threw an SDI. I'm so proud of you. Look at you going for things. You were struggling with micro HDMIs, and now you're just in here slapping everything in there. I see you. It's about freaking time. It took a minute, but it's about freaking time. But yeah, easy pickup. Easy pickup. I'm excited to see what kind of glass gets paired with this. I feel like the Nisi Athenas, that's a good set for this. It's not outlandishly expensive, but it's good glass, and for that 6K, you're going to want something that's going to translate that resolution, and I've only seen amazing results from those. I don't know, there's just tons of stuff. The IRIX stuff is great. I don't know, you could buy the PL or the EF on those and mount them. Looks great. Those are really sharp. Almost too sharp for me, but that's me. You pick whatever you want. I would love to see someone try anamorphic on these. I don't know if Cam will. He's really on the S5 2X, and for good reason. Like, for very good reason. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a good step in the right direction, Canon. A very good step. I feel like your next step would be better anamorphic support, open gate, different like de-stretch options and stuff like that. But good step. I'm not mad. Not mad. Not like my other driving rants. I'm not mad at this one. So good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. This one's good. This one's solid. Your R5 Mark II, even though I haven't had a chance to test it yet, maybe me and Lance could get together and try something and I could play with it a little bit, but that sounded really weird out of context. But yeah, other than that, super solid. I'm stoked. I'm happy for it. Here for it. All the things. Good job, Canon. See you guys in the next one. I hope you have a great day. God bless you. I hope work's fantastic. And I hope just everything keeps going in that right direction, man. Stay positive. Peace.